Good afternoon. Hello, bonjour, hola, annyeonghaseyo, and hello. Welcome to another edition of SheSolidarity Live. My name is Joyce Williams, and I am your host today. Today, we come to you with our hearts heavy as we continue to mourn yet another death of an unarmed Black man at the hands of the police. Our prayers goes out to Mr. Floyd's loved ones and family. Please pray for our cities, our country, and all the families who are grieving. On our show today, we have two incredible women who are going to share with us how meaningful partnerships can lead to the empowerment and development of women entrepreneurs. These are women who have real life experiences working with women in Africa and also in the United States and around the world. We are privileged and excited to meet Dr. Adrienne Johnson Booth and Mrs. Emma Duncan. So without taking much time, please meet our guests for today.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Joyce.
Hi, Dr. Johnson. Welcome to our show today. We are so excited and thank you for agreeing to share your time. I know both of you are very busy. I'm going to introduce Dr. Johnson, who is going to share with us what her experiences has been and how she has formed incredible partnership to help with the work that she's doing. Dr. Johnson is a mentor, she's a motivator, a public speaker, she is a reverend. So when you meet Dr. Johnson, you get the whole package in one. He has over 20 years being a marketing executive at the Coca-Cola company, which, if you put it in context, is not by any means an easy feat. And in addition to that, in her retirement, she could have just kicked her feet and just relaxed, and it should be okay. But she founded Waibra, a program that she will share more about with us, and working really hard with incredible women in Waibra. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to allow Dr. Johnson to share more about her work and how partnership has played a role. So Dr. Johnson, very nice to have you on. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Joyce. I'm really grateful to be here today. Let's just let you know that I started going to Africa in 2001. And I started, my niece was going to do a study abroad program, and Adria called and said, Aunt Adrienne, can you come and visit? I'd never been to Africa before. So, of course, in 2001, I came, fell in love with the country, and started coming ever since. Never stopped. I go 2 and 3 times, if not 4 times a year. I started by going to South Africa, and in South Africa, God has given us all these talents, and you can't let them go to waste. And so I started with working with churches as a minister, since I'm a minister, churches in South Africa, and linking the churches in South Africa with churches in the United States who wanted to provide them with funding and to help them grow their ministry. I also started training women in South Africa, the women artisans, on how to make and sell their jewelry in the marketplace. In 2010, I took, and my final, as I was retiring from the Coca-Cola company, I started a promotion. It was called the Open Happiness Tour for HBCU institutions. And I took 21 Black college students from HBCUs around the United States to South Africa for the World Cup. And just to make it interesting, we also took Idris Elba. And so Idris was on the trip with us. Then next, I went in 2012, after I retired, I went to Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia. And in Liberia, I saw the need. So one of the things that you have to do is when you see a need, you must fill it. And so because God had let me see the need, I figured it was something that he wanted me to do. So I created a program for women entrepreneurs in Liberia in 2012, 2013, where they started selling Coca-Cola products on the street. So I worked with the vendor, I'm sorry, the Coca-Cola bottler, Seth Aduba, and he provided the umbrellas, the tents, the coolers, and the women sold Coca-Cola products throughout Monrovia, Liberia. We started with, I think, 30, 40 women that my husband and we sponsored. And so Coca-Cola saw the program and saw it was so successful that they came in and adopted it. And it became the Coca-Cola 5x20 program for Liberia. So that was in 2012. So 2013, I kept on going, and I went to visit this place called Ghana, West Africa. And I fell in love in Accra. And so in Accra, one of the things I did is, in working with Seth Aduba's wife, Ellen, we came up with an idea. And I said, well, what is it that women need? And so we found out that Ellen was saying when girls go to school, they have a difficult time because some of them don't have adequate sanitary pads so they can go to school. So we did a test in 2016. My daughter was in grad school at the London School of Economics, and I asked Jayla to do a test for us, a pilot in Ghana. And Jayla came back and said, Mom, yes, it's really, there really is a need. And so my husband and I bought 1,000 reusable sanitary pads, took them to Ghana, and we said, okay, great, this is it. This is going to be a great thing we've done. But then we thought about it and we said, wait a minute, that's not sustainable, because it's important to do sustainable programs, not one off here, one off there. So we decided that we would make it sustainable by buying sewing machines, buying the fabric, buying all the tools, everything that a woman would need to start her own business. And we focused in on women living in the rural villages, not in the city of Accra, but outside of Accra. And we also thought it was important to give them micro funding. So we paid for everything from the travel from their villages into Accra for the training. And then later we started going to the villages and doing the training. My partner on the ground, and that is very important. If you're going to implement any kind of program in any country, you need someone on the ground that you partner with. You need a local partner. In South Africa, it was Neliswa. Neliswa Mroba is and was, because I never lose friendship. I talk to Neliswa every day in South Africa. And in Ghana, it is Ellen Aduba, Seth Aduba's wife. Ellen and I started Woyibra, and we started training women. We hired local seamstresses. We bought everything in Ghana. We believe in everything was already there for us. And so what we do is we work with the local pastors. We let the pastors identify the women in their village. And the only criteria is that the women have to have been asking God for a miracle or asking God for a second chance. That's the only criteria. And once the pastors have identified the women, then we come in and we do the training. Also, God will send people your way that you need when you need God to help you. And he sent not only Ellen, but he sent Jennifer Moffat, who is also Ghanaian. And Jennifer is our director of operations and analyticals. And so she does all our numbers for us whenever we need anything. So it's just been a blessing. And now we have, I think now we have created over 100 women entrepreneurs in Ghana and Sierra Leone. And so my final word with this would be the success stories are Georgina, one of our women. She now has a contract to do school uniforms for 2 schools. And she also makes shoes and she trains other women. And the other one is Selena, because one of the things that we've taught our women is how to pivot. And during this COVID-19, instead or in addition to making sanitary pads, Joyce, they're also now making face masks. And they're making and selling face masks in the villages. So my question is, if not you, then who? And if not now, then when?
Well, that is a really good summary to understand what Dr. Johnson has been doing in Ghana. So I'm going to bring in our next guest, Emma Duncan. And after she has spoken a bit about what she's doing, then we are going to have questions and answers. So feel free to post all your questions in the chat, and I will be posting them to our guests. So
Hi, everyone. I am Amma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network, and it's a privilege for me to be on this platform with Dr. Johnson, who is one of my mentors, an amazing woman, and of course, Joyce, whom I met through Dr. Johnson. So, in 10 minutes, the Fabulous Woman Network, it started about 5 years ago. We just celebrated 5 years, actually. I was at this stage in my life where I had been a corporate trainer with a company for 8 years. I loved the job, but I felt I needed to do more, and I was trying to find out what next for me. I was just in a confused state. And I was trying to find out, okay, so what is it that I can do? I realized I can write. Yes, I remembered my love for writing, so I decided to write. What was the one thing that inspired me most that I could write about forever and never get tired? About women. So I thought, okay, let me start writing inspirational stories about real women, starting with my own mom. Let me write about her and, just use it to hone my writing skills. So someday I could be an author. But little did I know that God had another plan. So I was writing these inspirational stories about them, posting them on social media. It became so popular. Our page grew, and it just also became a confusing period for me because I didn't know what to do. But thanks to the help of the team that I had, we started organizing events for women. And one of the main events that we focused on was how to start and grow your own business. So we had an event called Startup 101. Why? Because I was at a stage when I had realized that, okay, I needed to learn how to do business and I didn't know how. So I contacted a few mentors. They helped me set up a program called Startup 101. I put it out there to the general public that anyone who wants to come can be a part of it. And 84 people showed up on that day. So I knew that we were onto something. There were women just like me who needed help in running their own business. So that's how Startup 101 started. We've been running that for the past 4 years since we've been in existence. Fast forward to today, we've shared over 200 inspirational stories about women. They are amazing, and the feedback we've been having from people who read, from our readers, it tells us that we are doing something good and we should keep going. Also, we've organized events for a total of over 2,000 women. That's face-to-face events that we've been running in our hub, which we now have called FABHUB Ashanti, or in collaboration with other partners. We've had so many programs, including a trip to Dubai last year, which was amazing. This year, we're looking to go to Singapore, Bali, Dubai, but thanks to COVID-19, we are not sure yet, but definitely at a certain point that will happen as well. And also because of the COVID, we haven't been able to have face-to-face events. So we have a Facebook group called the Fabulous Woman Community. We have over 3,500 women in there. So when the COVID started getting serious, we brought everything online. We've been having wonderful speakers speaking to us on variety of topics. We are learning so much. Tomorrow we are reviewing the book we've been reading all month. And Dr. Johnson has been one of the wonderful women who has been blessing us in the group with all these positivity. We have so many success stories. We've had amazing partnerships that blow my mind sometimes. Women, many of them talk and thank us for the access to market. Just today, someone was commending us that due to the network that she's a part of, she has a wider access to a great network, and access to market for her business as well. We've had businesses forming partnerships. They would come to our events, they will meet each other and realize they can do stuff together. So these have been some of our success stories. So basically, the mission of the Fabulous Woman Network is to celebrate, develop, and inspire African women. Now, we support the growth of women-led businesses through entrepreneurial skills development activities, business advisory services, co-working space, and event space as well. Our vision, which is also a personal vision of mine, is to see an Africa in which women in business are empowered to create wealth and impact people. It breaks my heart when I see that capable women who are able to make money are not making it, and they are dependent on all sort of things, to live. I feel that there's so much value in us African women. You should see us. We are hardworking, and we are beautiful. It's just a blessing to be an African woman, and this, I believe, is what we can also do to support. One of our biggest values is network with others. We believe in the power of networking, and we use that. I mean, the one of the most important reasons we organize face-to-face events is to get people networking. Of course, we also believe in personal development, which we do, but for us, networking is very important. We believe in celebrating success. We believe in developing self as well. We are very, very passionate about that. And some of the events we've been running over the years, I talked about Startup 101 that we've had for 4 years. We also have Breakfast with the Girls, which is so exciting for us. We have that in Accra and Kumasi. We have Strategy Retreat in collaboration with Yawa Hansen Kwao of the Leading Ladies Network. I talked about the Girls Trip. It's also one of our activities. And finally, we have the Fabulous Woman Speaks that Dr. Johnson as well has been able to, once she was in Ghana, we hosted her and the entire team, including Joyce, and it was such a blessing. I still get people thanking me for that event, but of course, thanks to all of you, and really to God be the glory for that. We've had a wonderful journey. We've had partnerships with different organizations, including the U.S. Embassy, because I also happen to be a Mandela Washington Fellow. So that means that I have we have a partnership sort of with the embassy as well. So that's a bit about me and the Fabulous Woman Network.
So, Ahmad, thank you so much for sharing what you're doing and what the Fabulous Women Network is doing. And, the thing about these two women is that I've had personal experience to see how their works unfold. In December, we were all in Ghana, Dr. Johnson and myself, and we visited the Fab Network and met some of the entrepreneurs there, and the ambition and really the efforts that put into growing as entrepreneurs. And Dr. Johnson, really the energy, 1st of January, the new year, we were on a journey to Asankragwa. It's the town I come from in Ghana. And a whole lot of people don't even know where Asankragwa is in Ghana. Ghanaians don't even know. And from Accra to Asankragwa, it's we drove almost about 12 hours, having to sleep somewhere in Takwa and then continue on. But through it all, she was just excited and passionate and really ready to meet the women that she was going to share the Wayibra program with. And I was just fascinated with the energy. So I'm going to pose a couple of questions to you ladies, and then as we get questions, I will pose questions from the audience as well. So the first question I have, and Dr. Johnson, when you were talking, you mentioned how you started working with the churches in South Africa
Yes.
to create that opportunity to identify where the needs are. And you also mentioned that in Ghana, you had the relationship with Ellen, so that you have local partners. And Ahmad also mentioned when you were talking that, there's a need that you had, and you had to connect with other people to try to bring it all together, vision. So how has these partnerships, like how did you identify that this is a good community, this is a good group, this is a good individual? What do you look for in forming this partnership or networking with these individuals and communities that have helped you and your programs to be successful?
So one of the things as an American, I have a motto that says you must inspect what you expect. And so many times I see people in America who try to implement programs from here over there. You can't do it. You've got to go. And so before I even go, a lot of times I go through people. I ask people here who were from Ghana or from an area, from South Africa. And also once they told me someone, and also I went through my company because I worked for Coca-Cola. So I went through Coca-Cola, so you can go through your corporation or your organizations you belong to. And so you get a chance to meet people that way. And one of my girlfriends always asked me, she said, well, Adrienne, how do you meet all these people? And I said, I don't ride around in a limousine like a lot of people when you go to Africa. You know, you have to get out of your car, talk to people, get a chance to meet with people, and go see and hear. And be respectful of of their languages, of their customs. Like I never set up any meetings on the weekends because I know in Ghana the weekends are generally funerals. And when I see people with black and white on or with the black and red, I know they, in fact, I've even gone to some funerals in Ghana. And so you have to be careful that you aren't the ugly American, that you're going and you're adapting to the culture, to the environment. You're actually working with people to help people. And you know, one of the things that I know is that if God gives you the vision, He will give you the provision. And so
Absolutely.
what we started in Liberia with only 30 to 40 women, where we paid for it ourselves, we wound up with the corporation coming in on the top, and I think the final number was 3,500 women that were part of the Coca-Cola Liberia program. So sometimes God starts small, and you can start with you, and then He
Absolutely.
will dig it. He just needs you to take one step, and He'll take
Yes.
two. Don't get me
Yes.
start preaching on here. Don't get me start preaching.
Well, it's close to Sunday, so we could use some church. Amma, please share with us how has partnership really helped you and the Fabulous Network to be successful and to keep on implementing your programs?
Partnerships is literally the fuel that we are running on. Without partnerships within the network and even our networks connecting us to different organizations, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we've been able to. We've collaborated with so many different partners, but let me, for the purpose of this, just share, for instance, with a lady called Marilyn. She's CEO of Ace Consult. One of the reasons that we'll pick a woman like Marilyn is because of her godliness. One of our values is faith in God. And we really we see this as a ministry. It's not just a job we are doing, but it is very serious to us. So we want to take people who have similar values as us. So people like Ace Consult, we've worked with them in the past because of their godliness. We've worked with Yawa Hansen Paul because of her values. You know, her organization it's called the Leading Ladies Network, and they believe in training women leaders. We are not training women leaders directly. We are training women entrepreneurs, but they tend to be leaders as well. So that is also very important. And another thing for us is proven track record. We use mentorship and stories to teach. We don't use curriculum. So we need somebody who has been there, done that. One of the people we love to use for our trainings is called Joseph Ankara. His company is Bridge of Hope. They've been in existence for so long, supporting organizations with training and helping them. So these are the things we look for, and we really depend on partnerships. To be honest, I hardly even speak on the Fabulous Woman Network platform. I am always either interviewing or at the back because I feel like there is so much to soak in. So let me just step back and let them come and, pour into us.
Wow, that is wonderful. So if I'm hearing you ladies right, Dr. Johnson is saying tap into existing network because sometimes we overlook the people who are around us and the community who are around us. So we look home first and tap into that existing network, and you'll be surprised what you can find. And Amma is also sharing with us that we need to identify shared values. So if you are clear about what your mission is, then you don't have a mismatch in who you are trying to collaborate with. So it's important that you identify your mission and your vision so that you'll be able to find partners that shares the same values with you and work together. And proving track record, that is so important because most of the time it's easy to create all these models and computer simulations and other things like that. When it comes to the implementation of those things, then you find the problems with all these esoteric ideas. So having real concrete examples that people can relate to, because we have to always be cognizant of the fact that we are dealing with people, and if we share the experience that we have um, had in the past with people, people are more able to relate to that. So using shared record, proven track record to teach, that is awesome. We have a question from Ruth, who is asking Amma. She said, Amma, there is a lot of people who can benefit from your program in Ghana. How can other women join your program? How can they find you to be part of the Fabulous Network?
Okay, so the first step is to join our Facebook group. It's called the Fabulous Woman Community. The Fabulous Woman Community. And once you join, you can take part in all the different activities. Like I said, because of COVID, we haven't done face to face activities, but hopefully things will change soon. So, yes, just join the Fabulous Woman Community. You can also find out more about what we do at amaduncan.com. That's our website as well.
Right. So, the next question I have is, what are people, in your experiences, what are people missing in terms of identifying right partners? I personally have spoken to so many people, or people have reached out to me and say, oh, Joyce, can you do this with us, or can you help us do this? And I generally say, you do realize I'm a law firm, right? So whatever you are asking me to do, it's not in the cycle of what I do, or don't have the network for that. So what do you think lead people to mismatch or look at the wrong partners and want to be affiliated with that?
So I think in selecting partners, like for example, I belong to this sorority. It's called Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and my chapter is the Phi Pi Omega chapter, and I'm in charge of global impact. And when I was thinking of a global program, the first thing I thought about was AMA. So it's about networking. It's about vetting the people that you want to partner with, because you don't want to partner with the wrong person. So I already knew AMA. So we created a program. It's called Conversations for Global Women Entrepreneurs. And so we're partnering with AMA to work with women. We just had our first webinar last week, and it was called AMA. What was the name of it?
It's cost to be the boss.
It costs to be the boss. That's right. The next
Yeah.
one we have next week is going to be talking about branding you. And the final one is called, what's it like to be a lady boss? And so when you partner, you have to find the right people to partner with. And Alma's organization is one of the great ones. But one of the things is that Fabulous Women Network is awesome. And then empower, because we really are, and I'm glad your program is called SheSolidarity, because Alma and I are aligned, and we are solidarity purpose, in that we are empowering women. So it's like minds are working together to help women in their situation.
Yeah.
Amma.
Yes. Okay. So I've been interacting with a lot of women because of what I do, and people would reach out and say, "Oh, Amma, I need help. You need to help me." And I ask, "What do you need?" And people are stuck. So I feel that a lot of the times we don't find the right partnerships because we are not even clear about what we need. It's amazing, but this simple question, "What do you want? What do you need?" keeps people confused. So I feel that before you decide who you need to partner with, or even how to go about what it is you want to do, you first have to be clear. Once you are clear, then you know the resources that you need in order to be able to get what you want. You get it? So identifying that. Another thing that I have realized is some of us choose partners emotionally,
Mhm.
or is that the right word? I don't know. But we don't think through it logically. We just meet somebody, we fall in love with the way they do things without really knowing them much. Dr. Johnson mentioned about really knowing the people you're dealing with. So we just, something just happened out of the blue. We make a decision, and then in the end, we find out, no, I chose the wrong partner for this and that. So these are two of the main challenges I have realized.
So definitely we should not look at the shiny objects. and think through our decisions before we choose partners. Because, partnership in business is like partnership in life. It
Exactly.
can lead to successful outcome, or it can lead to a terrible decision. And we have a question from Ala Hassan Hilda, who is asking, do I have to find what I want to do as an entrepreneur before I find a partner with other women, or can she find partnership with other women and through that partnership find what she wants to do?
Well, I would think that one of the main factors in choosing a partner and for partnership is about trust.
Mhm.
See, I'm not in Ghana, so Ellen Abiba is my right hand, and so I have to trust Ellen. That Ellen and I we're like minded, and that I could trust her. So when I go there, Ellen, and then that's the important part about a partner and having a partner in the country that you're working. She knows the best places to go. She knows where not to go. She knows the best prices. You have to know the currency. Ellen knows about all of the red tape, making sure we stay in compliance with whatever we're doing. So it's important to find somebody that you are like-minded, that you have the same or common goals, and that you trust, and they can trust you. But the most important thing is that once you've identified your calling, your mission, or your goals, again, don't let anything stop you. God will send that partner to you. He will send people your way. So you just have to take that step, and He'll help. Alma,
Yes. So thank you, Hilda, for that question.
yes,
I am guessing that you are talking about somebody who wants to do something, but you're not really sure of what. Before you find that partner, ideally you should know. But if you don't, then you can volunteer. So, for instance, Weya Bra is a program that trains women. You can volunteer to teach if you are able to. And during in that process, you will find what it is that you want to do. So, in this case, you would not necessarily go as a partner, but you go as a volunteer or someone supporting them. And through that, you can also identify what exactly it is that you want to do.
Mm, that is so important that whether you know what you want or not, just taking action and looking at what other people are doing and being part of that can help you
Exactly.
and lead you to what your calling is. And I think that it touches on what Dr. Johnson also said. In doing that, you begin to know the people, and then you begin to identify those values that we said earlier on, and you can say, okay, this is what I want to do, and in my networking and in my volunteering, I can approach this person to help me to move on or to develop the program that you want to develop. So entrepreneurs out there, it's business, so take their emotions down a little bit. uh,
Yeah.
Rely on the logic a little bit, the reasoning a little bit. Go use those factors and really keep your eyes open, because
Yeah.
this is your dream, this is your vision. Most
Exactly.
people are entrepreneurs. They leave their corporate jobs, they leave fantastic opportunities because you find a need that you want to fulfill. So, by all means, you have to put in the work and the efforts and all the time it requires to develop.
Yeah.
So one of the subcategories of partnership is also mentorship. There are entrepreneurs who are coming up who needs mentorship, and then there are seasoned entrepreneurs like yourself. And I once read a book, I can't remember the title, where the author was advocating that don't find a mentor, find a sponsor who would advocate for you, who will move you forward. And most of the times, it's terrifying trying to ask someone, can you be my mentor or can you be my sponsor? If you don't know anybody. So, how do people approach you, and what are the feedbacks that you would give to our entrepreneurs who are looking for mentorship, sponsorship from other seasoned entrepreneurs?
So I'm sorry. That's a great question. So one thing I learned in corporate America, there are three people you need. You need a coach, someone that talks to you, a mentor, someone talks with you, but you need that sponsor, somebody that's talking for you in that corporate boardroom when you're not even there. The same thing for an entrepreneur. And so what I found is that you don't have to ask me. In fact, it's so amazing to me. Sometimes I'll hear people say, well, she's my mentor. And I'm like, really? Okay. Because you don't even ask me. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to ask the person, will you mentor me? Sometimes you just have to go through it. As Alma had said earlier about interning, interning, volunteering, and before you know it, you're always around me, for example. And whether I know it or not, I'm mentoring you. And then you have to be open to feedback, so that I could say, well, Betty, you did that right, but if it were me, I would have written a thank you note. I would have called. I would have done because I'm always interested in outstanding customer relationships, not just customer relationships, but outstanding. I want to be an overachiever, so that's what I look for, and that's what I encourage in people that I mentor and I sponsor and that I coach.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I am so passionate about networking. I think that networking is a game changer to the extent that I've just launched a course on networking. Take, for instance, my relationship with Dr. Johnson, whom through which I'm having all these other opportunities, right? It started off from Facebook, a small network. I attended an event that she was speaking at. We got connected. I had the opportunity to sit at her feet while she was having breakfast, and then she just injected so much inspiration into me. Later, when she was in Ghana, she told me she was coming. I invited her, had an event. And then when her group, Alpha Kappa Alpha, needed organizations to partner with, guess who she mentioned? The first company. You get the point. So I believe strongly in your network. There's so much power in your network. Just start from there. Within that network, there's so many resources anyway. I'm always saying that you never know. The person sitting next to you at church could be holding the key to that door you've been banging on for so long. So basically, I feel that if we can network properly, get ourselves into the right communities. There are so many blessed communities. I mean, looking at African diaspora network in Europe,
Yeah.
the whole concept. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be in Europe and be the only African woman and I don't have any friends. Join a group, join, a community that injects positivity into you, that helps you grow. And from there, so many other doors will keep happening, will keep opening for you.
Yes, and I mean that is such an eye opener and interesting discussion and feedback from both of you, because I mean I remember I myself I always say, oh, I'm not a talking person, I'm introverted, so I like to stay in my corner. But I realized that that gets you nowhere, and you have to step out of your comfort zone
Right.
and then really reach out. And I think some of the easiest way personally that I have found to really network is volunteering, because there is no pressure on anybody. I'm just here to help, you
Yeah,
know. And I
yeah,
think that you have to understand that when you're looking to network with people, there is no pressure, or you shouldn't set an expectation. The person owes you nothing.
nothing.
And so
Yes.
just go in with open heart, and then just have a really normal and friendly conversation without any set agenda in your head, and then see how it goes. The same way I think Dr. Johnson and I met through service.
Yes.
We were asked to serve on a board together, and we met. I listened to her and her experiences, and we just spoke to each other. She doesn't know she's my mentor, she's my coach, she's my sponsor, she's my mother, she's my sister, she's my girlfriend, everything. And you build relationship from that. One of the questions we have is that what is the best networking service online in your opinion? Because now we all live in the virtual world. The internet is such a great tool. I mean, I have made some awesome connections on LinkedIn
Yes.
with people that has helped. They've become clients, they've referred clients to me. So LinkedIn has been a great tool for me. I've made some great connections on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. So, I mean, what are some of the tools, online tools that you are using to build this community and networking? And what should other entrepreneurs be looking out for?
So I agree with you. The LinkedIn, I mean, I get LinkedIn requests all day, every day, and I'm sending some, I'm receiving some. But the most important thing too is getting involved on boards. So I'm on the board of it's GWAG. It's the Ghana Women's Association of Georgia. So I've met other Ghanaian women on that board, and so I can network. Also, I've worked with AAAG, which is the African American Association in Ghana. So those are all the African Americans, the expatriates, or whatever that people that work at the embassy in Ghana. They belong to that organization. So that's more networking. Because one of the things that I've seen too is if I see somebody, like I saw my dear friend Elizabeth, who worked for Junior Achievement in Ghana, and I read about her the next time I went to Ghana. I went to visit her. I said, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm Adrienne Johnson. I retired from Coca-Cola Company. And what can I do to help you? So it's about service. And wherever I am, I always have my phone with me. Because every job I've had at Coca-Cola or anywhere has been because this phone rang. And somebody said, I want you on my team.
Mm.
So that's one of the things you have to do is continue to network. And when you network, do a good job so that
Exactly.
your job, your reputation goes in front of you. So people will want to be around you. People will want to follow you and get advice from you. I'm sorry, I get kind of emotional about that. But
Wow, it's very
too.
good. That's what we need. Just speaking through from the heart. That's what we need. So, Amma, what are some of the best tools that you recommend, and what are you using yourself?
Okay, so the number one, what you mentioned already, social media. Also, different groups for instance, I am a member of Rotary Club. So and Rotary has over 2 million members worldwide. Any country I visit, I try to visit a Rotary Club meeting, connect with them. That just keeps expanding my network. On social media, for instance, there are so many groups that we can join. One of them is Yali Network Face to Face, for instance. It's Young African Leaders Initiative. It's a group formed by the U.S. Government to support African entrepreneurs, and there are so many opportunities there, so many, endless, to the point that it gets overwhelming sometimes. So whatever it is that you do, for instance, I am a corporate trainer. On LinkedIn, I just typed corporate trainers and looked up to groups that are related to that, and then join. Some of them may not be of value, but at least one or two will be of great value. So that's a good place to network. I really believe in joining groups on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then also physically, physical groups like Rotary. And there are so many other groups available. We just have to look up for them.
Yes, and I would add to it that when you join a group, don't be a passive member in the group. No,
Yeah.
try to contribute. Whether it's a post that they do, try to post something. Try to respond to a post. Engage in the conversation. Um, I remember I joined the American Bar Association fresh out of law school, and I joined the African Committee. And it's such a huge network that you can just get lost in it. So I started by writing something for their journal in a way of introduction and let people know that, hey, I exist. And then getting to know the leadership team. So when you don't join groups just for the sake of joining group, try and try and try to participate. Um,
Absolutely.
we have a question from Matilda who says, what if someone has a clear cut business plan and has experience in that field but doesn't have the means to establish that company? Money becomes um, critical to a lot of people. And most of the time, people think without money, you cannot do anything. So, being entrepreneurs, starting businesses, helping others start businesses, what are your advice for people with the dream and the vision, but no capital?
Well, in fact, we covered this in our webinar the other day. A lot of people start their business as well, we call it moonlighting, but if you get a regular job and start saving money so that when you get your other job, in fact, that's how I started with Coca-Cola. I was working in computers for DC, Washington, DC public schools, but in the evening, I did public relations. because I love public relations. And so that's how I paid for my business. And so when Coca-Cola called and said, hey, we've got this group called New Edition. Can you do something for us? And I only have a budget of $1,000 to pay. Well, that was fine because I was working a full-time job. So whereas if that was my main business, 1,000 wouldn't have been enough. And so sometimes you have to barter. Sometimes for people that don't have the money to start, it's starting small. It's just getting started. Maybe it's working under someone. It's like a lot of my women now in the Woyibra program, they own their own sewing machines. And there have people, women that come and work under them and for them, and they're training under them. So sometimes you just have to wait and figure out how can you get it started and how can you get and another way that I'm speaking in the Virgin Islands soon, and one of the things I want to talk to them about is about pitch contests. There was a young lady who said she earned like $50,000 from joining pitch contests. These pitch contests where you learn a 1 minute spiel about yourself, and you could win the contest and win money. I think I might try that myself. Shaking her head, she doesn't know about pitch contests.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. So speaking of, sorry. Okay. So speaking of competitions, it's also one way that I was able to raise money while I was in the US. I don't really like competitions, but it was an opportunity, and so I put myself out there. I did 3 competitions. I won 2 of those, and it was really helpful for our business. And there are so many pitch competitions. You won't believe it. You just have to belong in the right network to have the information. Like this yearly network face to face I'm mentioning, every day there are tons of pitch competitions that are being posted on there that you can have access to and apply. Also, like Dr. Johnson said, start small. Aim high, definitely, but start small. And another thing that has personally worked for me is partnerships. The company that has been doing our photography for us, we've never had to pay them. They're all being photography. They've partnered with us from day one. They get value from us. We get value from them because we are both startups, so we are growing our businesses together. So it really helps to whatever it is. So, okay, so let's look at it this way. You need money, right? But the money, you're going to use it to purchase something. So whatever it is that money is going to purchase, see if there is somebody or a company that can provide it for you, then you give them another service in return. Sometimes I do customer service training free for a company so they can give me a hall to use for my events. So these are some of I started my event with zero capital. Zero. I had nothing, my phone and my ideas. But by God's grace, at least we have something sitting in our account as money. So definitely, I believe in partnerships and starting small but aiming high.
Yeah, Matilda, I hope that answers your question. And I couldn't agree with both women. I started a law firm in 2017 with zero money, and I was working for a different company while I started it. I was also volunteering for another agency, so I was basically using their office as my office to see clients in the evening after I have closed from work. And we had to go through that process to actually come to a point where we can have our own office and for service. For instance, there's an accountant that I used previously who we provided legal service for in exchange for him providing accounting services to me because I didn't know how to set up the accounting system and other things. And so that is so important. Don't let money stop you from doing what you need to do. There is always a way. And also, one thing that Dr. Johnson has emphasized is looking within your local network. Family and friends can help you. I have used my family for labor whenever I can. I mean, my sister is here with me. I said, "Oh, you're my production head. Help me with this," and so make sure the light is working and all of those things. So ask family for help, and they will help you because when you're successful, you celebrate and all of you all share in the goods together. So don't look narrowly and think that, oh, I need 100,000 to start this business. You might not need any of that at all. If you look in your network, if you take some of these resources that has been mentioned, you can still start that business. And we are looking forward to seeing your ideas and your business come to life. So we have another question from Rich Murray who says, barring your own life's venture business activities, what is the best example of a partnership alliance between female entrepreneurs? So, what are some of the best female entrepreneurship alliances that you have seen in the course of your career?
The best. Well, I won't say it is one of the best, but I have so many. Okay, where do I start? Let me just stick with what we are. The best partnership that I have right now is the partnership and alliance I have with Ellen Aduba. Ellen Aduba she's my right hand. She is she is a woman entrepreneur. She owns two businesses in Accra, Ghana, Elle's Diaper Service, and she has three children. She's a mother. So it's just like partners. I mean, when I come to Ghana, when you see me, you see Ellen. In fact, I joke her because we recently went to Sierra Leone and we took Woyiba to Sierra Leone and we trained women there. And so I call myself Naomi and I call her Ruth. And so that is the partnership. And that's more like a partnership. That's an alliance. That's a friendship. That's a God-given thing. See, God will give you people in your life that you need that she is my younger side. So, and it's so ironic because we went somewhere in Sierra Leone and somebody said, well, I have a room for Ellen over here and here's your room over here. And I said, no, that's not how we go. That's not how we roll. Where I go, Ellen goes. No, she's not going to be in some room over somewhere else. We are partners, and partners mean that's exactly what it is. We are aligned together, and so we trust each other, and that's what partnership is. It's everything.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I also have very good partnerships that we've had so far. I mean, I mentioned Vero being photography, who has been partnering with us. We've grown to be almost sisters, actually. We share a lot beyond even business. Yawa Hansen Kwao, we've been doing her events, the strategy retreat, for the past 4 years. And so I see it as I am the marketer, I'm the one bringing people, of course, she also helps to bring people, but I'm the one doing the advertisement and the groundwork and all that. And she's the one bringing her, she's very skilled in helping people clarify their goals and, take steps towards it. So we work together. We have a beautiful, what's the word? It's a synergy. I don't know what word to use, but it just flows, And one thing I find is that if you're partnering with someone, definitely the person should be able to complement you. So where you are weak, the person is strong. Then together you are able to, and then obviously trust to when you have trust and mutual respect and please transparency. So there is nothing hidden and people are not suspecting, all those things play as well. They've really helped.
Oh, I have to ask you this because we are still going through COVID-19. Some countries are opening gradually. In the United States, we have some states lifting the shelter in place, and activities are beginning to slowly get back to track. There are going to be a lot of women entrepreneurs in Africa who, because of COVID, are left with nothing. What they started to build are going to be shattered because of loss of income, loss of activities, and other things. So, how can these women take resources from partnership and emerge as winners? What can they do to look for partnership? How can partnership help them as they recuperate from the impact of COVID-19 and rebuild their business?
So I would think that, one of the things is during COVID-19, it really has given me an opportunity to focus, to refuel, to regenerate, to reflect. And I think women need to use that as a time to do that. God orders your stops, but he orders your starts. And right now he has ordered a stop for us. And so this is the time when your creative juices come out. This is when all the things you've thought about doing. I mean, I'm drinking from this mug, but guess what? My daughter and I made this. So we're thinking of things that we can do, things that we can do creatively during this COVID-19. It's thinking out of the box. It's calling somebody that maybe you hadn't thought about or somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. It's just getting creative and doing bigger, better things. It's like Jennifer Moffett is a person that works with us now. And Jennifer is a very creative person. There isn't a day or 2 days that goes by in a while that I don't think about calling her. And I text her, WhatsApp, thank God for WhatsApp. Jennifer, she was a Yali fellow. So all of y'all like y'all are brilliant people. So you have to have brilliant people around you all the time. So they help open up those creative skills for you and help you think of other things that you can do that you just may not have thought about. But this is the time to do this.
Yes, absolutely. And the community is everything. We are, so the whole world is going through this. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So you want to be in a community that, for instance, if you're an entrepreneur, a community of women in business, for instance, where you share ideas, you talk and you find out what do people need, what can we do, you re-strategize. In Ghana, we say, you know, is it nyansa and nini pabakutim? So how do you say it? Like good.
Wisdom is not in the head of one person.
Exactly. Wisdom is not in the head of one person. So the more you talk to other people who understand the situation, the more different perspectives are brought on board and you are able to identify needs. Because trust me, Joyce, even in this season, people are multiplying their revenues.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, people are making money, so we cannot sit there and say, "Oh, let's give up." There is always a way out. People still have needs. People are spending money. So the more we talk to other people, the more we find out opportunities and then take advantage of them.
Thank you, ladies, so much. And that is exactly our previous guest last 2 weeks shared with us that this is not the time to be quiet and be in your room and be moping about the disaster. This is really a time for action. And as both of you have said, this is a time to re-strategize, take a look at what you're doing. And these differences have also opened up new opportunities for us to look at. I mean, for personally, the law firm, for instance, courts are closed, things are moving slow. But one area that picked up is people doing this contract for COVID supplies. And so having the opportunity to be able to serve clients who needs those contracts put together. So to bring revenue, and that's not something that we were looking at even pre-COVID, but that has become something that we did take. So this is really not the time. I know it's devastating because you have your plan, and this happened so early on in the year. You make your plans for the year, the first quarter, you're traveling, you're doing this, you're doing X, Y, and Z, and then something happens. So we were all thrown off. But ladies, entrepreneurs, this is not the time for us to shut in. This is the time to even be more bold and go out. Pick up that phone and call, send that email, reach out to that person you've been trying to reach out for years. I mean, I always say, what's the worst that can happen? They will just say no. And it's fine. It's fine. They might say no today, but tomorrow they might even say yes. So we have to really eschew those little things that becomes obstacles in our ways and thinking, oh, what if they don't? We don't. That is not up to us. We have to try, and then we will get the answers. So we are coming. I'm going to give our guests 2 minutes each to leave us with some closing words. So start with you.
I'll let Alma go first since I've been going first.
Okay, that's fine. I want to just encourage, especially entrepreneurs out there, please network. There are so many opportunities out there. You will be amazed. A lot of times we don't know because we are not connected to the right person. Learn how to network if you don't know how to. I've just released an online course. It's called Networking Made Easy. I use simple English and lots of stories. It's available at FABHUB. fabhub.teachable.com. That's FABHUB.teachable.com. Just take the course and see if it can help you be a better networker so that even in these times, you will continue to thrive. Thank you.
And I would say that I would think that this is the time for you to dare to dream. This is the time when your dreams can come true. You control all that, and so it's important to be a game changer. Don't follow everybody else. Lead your own path. And so it's important for you to know that people are waiting for you. The world is waiting for you to create something, to do something, to lead something, to be somebody, that God has already put in your heart for you to do. So persevere, push through, push stands for pray until something happens. And just
Mm-hmm.
like my woe you brow women. God bless everyone.
All right. So I have two things that I'm going to mention. Dr. Johnson, people from Asankagwa are reaching out to me. They want to thank you for your work in January. And I have been told that because of your donation of the sewing machine and the training, some of these women are now making face masks for the hospital and also producing masks and selling. So as the COVID has brought different meaning to business because of your generosity and the training with Wayibra, they have been able to move on to a different direction, contributing to the prevention of COVID and then also making money. Someone asked about Bali. It's not Bali. Amma was talking about the Young African Leadership Initiative. It's called YALI. And Amma, let me ask you this. Can anybody join the network or they have to be a previous fellow?
No, anybody. It's open to anybody at all. I mean, obviously for Africans, but even if you're outside Africa, you can still join. It's a Facebook group.
So it's a Facebook group that is not closed, so you can request to join and
Yes.
you'll join. I remember when it was launched, I sent it to a lot of Africans that I knew and I asked them to apply. And a lot of people send me messages back that I don't think I'll qualify. I said, you don't know that.
You don't know that.
Yes, there is an eligibility. Go ahead and apply. And I'm so happy of so many people that I know went through the program. I had the chance to be at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to meet a few of the fellows and what they are learning. And I'm happy to learn that you yourself, Anna, you went through it. So please, please do not discount yourself. I really always say give it your best shot and then you have no regrets. Don't don't overthink it too hard. Women sometimes we are too critical of ourselves. We think things need to align certain ways, but we just need to go for it. And so we are coming. We have come to a close this edition of SheSolidarity. Our next edition is going to be June 13th, and we are going to have a fantastic lineup for you. You can continue on the Facebook page, post your questions, and we'll do our best to reply to you. Send us a message, and we look forward to continue bringing you conversations about women and women entrepreneurship and building a strong coalition of women entrepreneurs throughout the world. So, all of you have a wonderful weekend. Our guests, I am so thankful to be able to call women like yourself as friends, as partners, and as sisters. Thank you all for all that you are doing. Continue doing the great work that God has given you. And I look forward to continuing partnership. Thank you for the African Diaspora Network in Europe for really, and Marie Chantel for really thinking through this process and starting this conversation, especially during this COVID period, which is very difficult for us. And I have to thank my sister, who is my producer, for sticking with me and giving me, she said, don't blink, so I'm not blinking. Um, just sticking with me. Thank you all, you who joined us and sent us questions. We continue to look forward to engaging with you. Have a blessed weekend, and we will see you on June 13th.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. Hello? Yeah, we are.